everybody. Welcome to Board Game Smorgasbord. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Camilla. Nailed it.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello and good morning and welcome.
You did not nail it. Your timing is off.
No.
To this side of the discussion, the professional side. Good morning. Hello.
We want to say thanks to some of our Kickstarter backers. We want to say thank you to Jeremiah Custer.
Jeremiah was a custard.
Tony Dickinson.
Is it Custer or Custard?
Custer.
Oh, like
I'm a little less
like the
Custer? What is that?
No, I think it's
What is
spelled
it, pew,
differently.
pew?
I think it's ER. I don't remember now. Juan C. Franco. Hilmar, the Drupal Viking.
Hilmar was a Drupal Viking. Dun, dun, dun.
And that's because I'm definitely not pronouncing Hilmar's last name. Francisco
Gutierrez.
Yes. Tim Pinkerton, Richard Enlow, and Marissa. Thank you guys for backing our Kickstarter. And,
Thank you.
And we're getting ready for our Kickstarter next year. If you go to DicetowerKickstarter.com, you can get notified when we launch. And if you see our Kickstarter from this year, refresh your cookies.
You gotta let's talk about cookies, folks. Okay.
Ooh.
We gotta refresh them. Also, we'll discuss our favorite cookies momentarily. But until that moment, get up in
I should have
there.
brought cookies in.
You gotta smack the RAM.
I went to
Or
Walmart last night. I
refresh
should
the
have bought some-
cookies, right? What
They
is
should
it
have gone
like?
to Publix and bought cookies.
I went to Publix. Publix did. So I was buying a cheese grater. The you put it in and then
Yeah.
you rotate
You
it
put
like
it in,
this.
and then it's like it's a repeating minigun. It shoots cheese pellets at the rebels.
And so I want one of
I
these.
don't believe you. I also want one of these. I've never heard of it.
I
You mean like at like Olive Garden or whatever? I'm showing
Yeah,
my
it's like
class here.
it's like
where
the-
they're like,
It's like the mozzarella thing. Yeah.
hey.
Oh, like an Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Yes, let me turn up my mustache.
Anyway, so I couldn't find one except so I was forced to go to Walmart, and the $8 one I bought is $8 I
broke.
basically threw away.
What happened?
It broke.
It broke already?
Yes.
On what kind of cheese?
Gouda.
Okay, so like a softer one. Wow, that really was
Oh
a
no,
piece
no,
of crap.
and I put sharp in there. It doesn't
okay.
matter. It didn't break that. It was the handle that broke. It didn't matter what the cheese was. It's a piece of garbage.
It
And I
always
knew it
matters
was a
what
piece of garbage
cheese
when
it
I
is.
bought it. And I knew I hate going to Walmart so much. The
Yeah.
one door was closed.
Oh
You have to
my
go in the other
gosh.
door. But the door that was closed had no signage.
Because
Oh,
the
no, you
handle
don't know.
broke on the door too.
the handle broke.
All their handles break. That's the thing you got to know about Walmart. If you buy anything at Walmart, ask yourself the question: does it have handles? Then don't buy it
Don't
from
buy it at
there.
Walmart.
Okay.
No.
Anyhow, it doesn't matter. I got my cheese and my food. I got at Publix because that's what matters.
Yes.
Publix
Good.
is amazing.
My favorite cheese grater ever is from IKEA, and I've gone 3 times now and can't find it. I no longer have the cheese grater,
Well, I
and I
found
need to
mine.
get another one.
I found the one I want on Amazon, so we're good.
Well, you don't know yet. It's not come.
What did you get?
You like the
already?
picture of
No,
it. You
it's
don't
not
know
that
if
fast.
it's good.
Yeah, that's true. I like the picture
yeah.
of it.
That's
a good
true.
picture.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right. Does it
Top
have
3
a handle?
cheeses. No, but it's a metal one. So that's this one was a piece of plastic.
But yeah, Publix has good cookies.
They do.
Full circle.
Yeah, it is full circle.
That was good. That
Nice
was a good
job.
segue.
Nice
Yeah,
job.
thanks.
This show's about board games, though. Sometimes about food, but that's in the title. It's called Board Game Smorgasbord. People are like, I can't believe you talk about food.
That's what we do. Yeah. What do you mean?
Also, it's a basic life requirement. So
All right. Anywho, let's get started with the news. All righty. Let's take a look. First piece of news here. There was an article about cool stuff and Amazon. Board Game Wire is where you can find it. It's BoardGameWire.com, where Cool Stuff gave an interview. Jerry Sunkin, the owner or the head owner of Cool Stuff, talked about how Amazon pushed him out with unfair practices and he said deliberate targeting. Amazon definitely is the place to go if you want online board games. That's why, full disclosure, we'll have links in many of our videos to go buy games from Amazon. And if you do that and also do all your Christmas shopping, that benefits the Dice Tower. Buy it all after you click that link. But a lot of stores are happy, and Cool Stuff Inc., as you know, no longer sells board games. Now, part of that also is the success of Quartermaster Logistics, which they also run. But it's interesting. They also did, the same article did an interview with Jason from Game Nerds,
Oh, okay.
and he did not have as much of a problem with Amazon. He was like, "Oh, they're just a competitor. We'll take them on," type thing.
Okay.
It's interesting. I'm curious, like where we'll be in 10 years with online game stores and how that will work out.
Right, or like in-person game stores, brick and mortar stores.
Yeah. Well, they seem to have leveled out because it's not like Amazon. Amazon has existed pretty strongly now for 10 years. I figure if you've lasted this long, then you found that thing to get people to come. Whether
fair.
it's by having good
Magic.
service. Well, I mean, but there are actually big board game stores that aren't supported by Magic. They just have other things too. They have a full line of stuff.
right,
you know?
yeah.
Or they're really great and their customers love going there.
Good gaming space, that'll help. Yeah.
For sure.
And whatever Amazon can't offer, right?
Yeah.
All right, the next game, or the first game we're talking about here, is called Crabs in a Bucket.
Ooh, spooky crabs.
I would love to eat crabs in a bucket.
I do love crabs.
You do.
I do.
I thought nobody could out-eat me at a buffet, but when it comes to crabs, Camille came
crab.
close.
I am wearing a crab shirt. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Today's theme was cookies!
No, crabs.
All right.
I love crabs so
Anywho,
much.
this is the debut design of Rick Gardner, and he founded Blue Rondo Games. This is a card shedding game.
Okay.
So you're going to have 7 cards in your hand from a deck of 52 suited cards, which is like a standard deck, but there's also 22 Joker crabs
Joker crabs, okay.
that are
I'm with you
unsuited.
so far.
And so you're going to discard them to 2 different piles. Suited cards are played on the discard pile that match their suit or number. Once you play it, you may also discard all cards of a higher value of the same suit from their hand.
Sounds like Uno.
It does sound a little like Uno. When a jack, queen, or king is on the top, no jokers can be played. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. I heard this was released at PAX, so
Oh, okay.
we'll see. Ares is releasing a game called Stalingrad Roads. This is a heavier war game. It's by Nicholas Rydant, part of the Nuts Publishing Road series of war games. I'm always amused that there's a publishing thing called Nuts based on the famous response that the general did during the Battle of the Bulge. I don't know if
Right.
you know about
I
this.
don't.
Yeah.
In the Battle of the Bulge, the Germans were almost winning, so they sent a please surrender to the American commander, and he just wrote nuts and sent it back. It's a
So
good
you
story.
hear nuts, and it sounds like it's going to be, especially for board game publishing, it's not what I expect is like a war game line.
Yeah, it's not these nuts, it's just nuts. It was the back
Right.
then it was like, no,
Yeah.
nuts to you.
Right.
Okay.
All right, this is like the third in the series or something, isn't it? It's like Stalingrad.
Might be
Do you like
something.
that cover? I wonder how heavy of a war game this is.
heavy, probably.
Yeah.
You think I can handle it, Tom?
No. It's coming to
Am I
retail
dumb,
in
Tom?
January.
Let's go back to Uno.
Let's go to our
Uno
next
crabs.
piece of
Okay.
You're smart.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Empire Builder. Empire Builder is a game that originally was published by Mayfair Games, which is showing here. The first time it was published, it came in a tube.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it came in a long tube, and you unrolled the map and played on it. And this is a crayon rail game, which meant you drew on it with crayons. Well, you did that for one game, and then you're like, how about we use markers?
Crayon. He's
Okay.
saying crayon, yeah.
All right, I was thinking cranberries. I couldn't figure out what
I
we were talking
apologize. This is a Pennsylvania Dutch thing. We've
about. Yeah,
reduced crayon to crayon. It's a single syllable word, crayon.
yeah. Wow.
It really is Pennsylvania Dutch. I did not know people said crayon
I kind of love that.
until
like,
I moved down south. Then I thought they were just dragging it out. You want to
And then
play
you're
with
like,
a
"Why do you talk so
crayon?
slow?"
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, interesting.
But some people say crown too. I've heard that. That's
Crown?
That's like a.
That's a different thing, though. That goes on your head.
No,
and
like
it's
they'll
for
say
queens.
that, like, because that's like the whole thing. It's like Kentucky says it, for example. I know. So my
They
mom
don't
will
have
say,
crayons in Kentucky.
I know they have crowns.
Okay, so anyhow, Empire Builder,
Hey.
you draw on it with crayons, or like I said, you stopped using those pretty early on. Most people use markers to draw on it, and you're drawing out these railroads. It's a pretty involved game. Not a lot of rules, but a lot of thinking about the most efficient way, very economic. And they made a whole series of games. You know, there's Nippon rails, there's Russian rail. there's
The moon one or Martian?
They even went to
or
the
whatever?
moon and the Mars.
Yeah, that's right. Martian, whatever it's called.
I'm confused. How do you draw on it And roll it out so it's a piece of paper?
No, it's like a laminated.
It's a laminated thing. You roll it out. You literally would take a crayon to it and
Does crayon come... Oh, man, now I'm saying it. Does crayon come off of laminate?
Yeah, you wet, clean it,
It's really annoying. Use markers.
Oh.
Like I said, almost no one I know uses...
Wow.
They're called crayon rail games. That's like as an umbrella category.
Yeah.
This is like blowing my mind. Okay.
I don't know that I don't think you don't like economic games, and they are
don't.
straight up economic.
No, I'm not interested in this game. I just was interested in the process of
I like it a
crayons
lot.
on
The problem
laminate.
with these games is they never looked good. Mayfair was never a bastion of production. Now, Mayfair has come back. So there's actually several pieces of news in here. First of all, Mayfair bought Mr. B Games. I did not know that.
Oh, really?
This happened fairly recently, I guess. They also have a distribution deal with Pythagoras Games.
Okay.
And they also, I did know that they bought Flying Buffalo Games. Flying Buffalo Games had Nuclear War.
Wait, isn't Flying Buffalo, or is that just Buffalo? The ones who are putting out games at Target?
That's
That's
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
This is Flying
geez.
Buffalo.
Oh, geez.
Well, I don't think it matters anymore because it's all Mayfair. And in fact, the president of Mr. Mayfair, the president of Mayfair now is Sean Brown from Mr. B Games.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so now they just announced that they're republishing a deluxe version of these, which for Empire Builder, a deluxe version would just mean a normal version of any other game because this game components are so bad. That was my biggest problem with the game. They're just terrible components.
Okay.
And they're also doing those Ace of Aces books, which is crazy to me. I don't think those would sell these days.
Aces.
That's the Ace of Aces. There's a airplane game, and there's two books. So you have a book, I have a book, and we look in the book, and it shows you what you see from your cockpit. So I say, I'm going to do this. You say, I'm going to do this. We use some sort of chart, and then mine will say, turn to page 92. I turn there, and you turn it, and it shows you now where your plane
Oh, it's like
is.
the graphic novels from...
TSR. Yes.
What? No, the GNA, the graphic novel
Oh, the new
adventures.
graphic
Yeah.
novels, yes. Except these
Noob.
are...
I had to process what the GNA. Yeah.
DNR.
Yeah, but it's really slow, and I just don't know why anyone would play that, say, over a video game. When these came out, video games did not exist in this regard. These came out in the 70s
I
and
mean,
80s.
the same thing is like, again, the Van Ryder ones. Like, that's what it does with their kids series, like the Crusoe Crew. So that line
Yeah,
is
but
the
that
same
one
thing.
you're going around and doing stuff and the changes. This is literally just a cockpit of an airplane. That's all it is.
Maybe I'm making this to be more of a thing. I think that sounds really cool, but I don't know.
Oh, maybe, and I think it's cool, but I look at it as cool in a nostalgic way. I play it, I'm like, okay, that was fun, and I'm done. I don't want to keep playing it.
But again, I guess I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have to
No,
see it to
you're the
understand.
target audience then.
No,
You
because like
are
I said,
getting a set of these for Christmas.
but maybe I'm thinking too much of like the Van Ryder ones, which I really enjoy, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm gonna play those once, or a different character. I don't know.
Well, good.
Wait and see what they look
Wait
like.
and
They're
see.
great, okay? You're going to love it.
I don't want this for Christmas.
Anyway,
The
I want
Ace
something
of
else now.
Ace. The Ace of Ace.
So Empire Builders and the Ace of Aces, they said that they plan to release these over the years in a series, a mix of upgrading the old ones and then brand new titles.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this. I'm curious about the upgraded part of it. All right, Mind Up. This is a new game coming from Maxime Ramborg, who designed The Loop. This is, you put a row of cards in the middle of the table. They're numbered from 1 to 60 in 4 different colors. You pick a card, reveal them, arranging them below the current row. Then you take the card that lines up with the one you play and put it in your personal tableau.
Yes, finally.
It does sound like a more gamery version of Six Nipped.
I know. Oh.
I need to play Six Nymphs. That's like, you guys reference that a lot. Like, it feels like every other card
Because it's
game.
a
You're like,
classic.
oh, it's the same
Have you
game
ever heard
as
of
this.
Ace of Aces? Six Nymphs is like the card game version of Ace of Aces.
What's Ace of Aces?
The game we just talked about, the cockpits with the...
Oh, that's the...
Yes. And my joke makes more sense if you listen.
All right. What
This
is this
sounds very like, got it, cards with numbers and colors. I like this designer. He was one of the top 10 up-and-coming designers for me. This game, I don't know. Here's the thing, though.
I'm actually very interested in
I
this.
bet if this is a hit, it probably would outsell everything else that this designer does. It's just that kind of game, right?
yeah.
Like, It's that sort of thing. It's a tiny card game, probably very inexpensive, appeals to or has the potential to appeal to anybody. So if it catches on,
Right.
boom, giant seller, it might be an evergreen. It's just, it's hard to get excited about it. You're excited about this?
After reading the description, not from the cover.
What were you saying?
No, I mean, I was just going to back that up. I was saying it's one of those games like if you go to game night and you play it there, then you leave and you'll buy your own copy because it's $12, $15 at max.
That's fair.
Whereas if I go to game night and I play Scythe, I'm like, oh, I'm really glad they own that and I don't have to buy it and drop that money. So I feel like that's why they sell better.
And you'll then take it from game night after you buy your copy and show it to your aunt who likes games.
Who then also buys their own copy.
Yeah.
Who then, everybody gets their own copy.
Oprah style.
All right, Button Shy Games has a new game coming out called Picky Pixie, designed by Elizabeth Hargrave.
I know who that is. She's the lady who likes the birdies.
Illustrator
and
Annie
the
Wilkinson.
butterflies.
And the carbon trees.
So this is actually not what I expected. It's a logic deduction game.
Okay.
In which one person makes up a secret rule about what you like to eat. Other players offer you flower cards, and you have to guess the rule based on what the pixie accepts. So it sounds like a very, very simple version of Zendo, which has that same idea where you build little groups of pyramids and then it follows the rule or it doesn't follow the rule.
That's what I thought as well when I heard of this. It made me think of Zendo.
I thought of that Paint the Roses game.
Yeah, except in this one person has the rule.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess in that Paint the Roses, you had them in your cards in your hand. All right. So Wise Wizard Games, formerly White Wizard Games, they changed their name to Wise Wizard Games a couple years ago. They now have a new brand called Wacky Wizard Games.
Oh, boy.
And they're following the trend that many companies are doing where they want to publish lighter and or kids games under that realm.
Okay.
So the games they got there, they got Star Realms Academy, which is a cute kid-friendly game of Star Realms.
Okay, cute.
That was a little odd to me, if only because I thought Star Realms is fairly easy to play anyway, but still, that's kind of cool.
Well, the look of it is very serious.
That's true,
Yeah,
it is.
this is more approachable
This
for
looks
a kid.
cutesy. This looks very silly, wacky even.
Pack the essentials. You're trying
that
to
joke.
avoid pet check-in fees by packing as many cats as you can into your suitcase.
Jeez, that sounds very cruel.
He's just weeping as he's playing the game.
Oh, like
cats.
avoid having to pay for the cats by cramming them into a suitcase?
By the way, boo to people who try this nonsense, to sneak their pets through like this. Not in a suitcase, but like try to carry them on a plane and not let anyone know. Boo.
People do
Wow.
that?
Oh, yeah, people do that a lot. The small dogs and stuff.
Well, I know they do it like everywhere else, like all stores and everything, but I've never seen it on an airplane.
What? Okay.
Ooh.
And then caution signs. You need to, it's a party game. Warn your friends about hazards that they didn't know existed. You're about to encounter a stylish rhino, gassy monkeys, or melting babies. You need to draw a caution sign very quickly so that people have to figure out. And there's 10,000 possible card combinations.
Okay.
You're putting two cards together.
This is, so it's like telestrations.
But I think it's guided.
And it makes up the two things, and then you draw, and then
Yeah,
people
yeah.
have to be like, it's a snowman.
I mean, it could be a
that's-
gassy monkey or a gassy baby or a, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. It's the combination. I thought that one sounded interesting.
That sounds good.
Yeah. A fresh take on like the telestrations
Yeah.
or not Pictionary. Yeah, Pictionary.
I'm actually excited about this line. They just released, what's the name of that robot game?
Robot Quest Arena.
Robot Crest Arena,
Oh.
which I'm curious if that would have been in this line because it really is simple and easy to play for anybody.
This the one with the pre-painted cute robots?
Yeah, and the
Deck building?
Yeah,
I like
it's
that
pretty
game.
light. Yeah.
I need to play it.
All right, Silver Fang has been announced, or as part of the Silver Saga from Bezier Games, and in fact,
Silver Saga? Okay.
we'll be playing this next week as part of the Winter Spectacular.
I like that bat, the little bat fella.
Yeah, I don't know about the dagger though.
This is going to be
Seems a little
released
out of place.
in 2024. I think it's the Bring in All. That is a Fang. I think that's the name of that dagger, the Silver Fang.
Oh.
That's an artifact that you can win by playing this game. So Silver's a game with a tableau in front of it. And you'll see, like I said, more of it next week.
Huh.
Exciting.
How to Save a World from Burnt Island Games. This is the publisher that made Endeavor and Hall of the Mountain King and Fall of the Mountain King. So you are a scientific researcher, and an asteroid is coming towards your planet.
Uh-oh.
The size of a
Spaghetti-o.
small country. 3 new plans are in action to prevent it, and you can shoot a powerful laser at it, or make an energy shield, or get out. Evacuation.
So that's the safe choice.
It's a worker placement game with hand building and resource management. The designer is Yuval Grinspun. I don't know that I've ever seen that name before. All right, so this is coming to Kickstarter next year, as is a game from Kids Table Board Game, which is their sister company, called Layers, which, by the way, is a great cover, Layers. That's Lairs, which you'll see on screen soon. There we go. This is from Christopher Westmoss.
That's super cute.
And this is a 2-player game. So that's different. Most of the games are not.
Yeah.
You're competing to get a spot in the Adventurers Guild. So there's all kinds. You're creating a catacomb for your opponent to explore. They're creating one for you, and then you have to go through your opponent's catacomb, which is not the first time that's been done, but I like the idea a lot.
I really like that font. Like the L looks like an axe, and the I
That's why
obviously
you
is
like
a
it, yeah.
candle.
That's
Yeah,
what
you, I was gonna say, you don't need to explain
stop
the other
there.
letters.
We
got
get it. There's a
We got it.
candle and a little dragon-looking thing. Yeah, but also the L looks like an axe.
Look at it. It is. It's like your little axe, just like sitting on the wall.
It's a very good logo.
That is
sounds
really
cute.
cool.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I like that one.
It reminds me a little bit in theme anyway of like Welcome to the Dungeon.
Oh.
And like go through
Yeah.
the thing.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Who did I just played Welcome to Dungeon the other.
No, Tom, that game's old.
I know. I just played it a few weeks ago. I was
No,
teaching.
you're mistaken.
I played it for the first time, like maybe a year and a half ago.
I really like
And
Welcome
it's
to
like-
Dungeon. It's still a
yeah,
great little
cool.
game. All right, Mind Clash announced another game. I guess they announced it at PAX. Unplugged, and this is Ironwood. This is coming out in 2024. It's a 1 to 2 player game. It says rules light for Mind Clash. Asymmetrical card-driven tactical game, and so you're playing 3 cards and doing different things.
This one looks pretty cool. I've seen a couple of pictures of it. It seems to be, again, mostly a head-to-head, combat-heavy, CCG-esque kind of game. I like that stuff. I tend to like that vibe. It's also coming straight to retail when it does come, and they're not kickstarting this one or crowdfunding it.
I think this is one of their, it's like in their light version of their games or something.
It's really interesting that it's 1 to 2 player game then.
It must be a solo
You know?
mode.
Yeah, it
that's what
says
I'm saying,
that
like
in
with the
here.
way you were saying. I'm saying it's interesting if it is that CCG battler that's going to be.
That's kind of what it looked
you
like to
know?
me at
So it's
first
interesting.
blush. I don't really know, but it looked neat.
I'm pretty excited about this next one here called Mind Map. So this is from Hachette Board Games, which, by the way, they have a great slate of games coming out.
They
And I
do.
just like how this one looks. Basically, you are putting, you're trying to get people to guess your secret word by placing your token in a game zone according to different criteria. And I like that idea of putting it somewhere. Remember that dumb game Charty Party?
Yes.
This feels like a better version of that. I like games where you. I mean, this is actually though. This also has a feel to the wavelength, right?
Yes.
This is wavelength, but on a chart, and then the chart will say how excited I'm about this or whatever. And then you put something. I don't know. I think it just seems interesting. It looks like there's 2 criteria on the side. All the words there. I put my token,
Oh, I get it. It's a grid.
and then
graph.
yeah.
Oh,
and
I
there's
wasn't
a grid.
seeing that.
I'm in.
Yeah, okay. I didn't get that.
But also, I have
cool.
a high opinion of Hachette games. So
As well.
This looks good.
As well.
also. Scorpion Mask has another flashback game coming.
Ooh.
Flashback Lucy, not based on the movie.
You don't know.
What's that?
Movie Lucy. I just watched it last week. That's why I know about it. It's a really good movie.
Scarlett Johansson sci-fi movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I think
Where she learns she gets the use of 100% of her brain.
Okay, no, I've not seen it.
That's
I
good.
think I've seen trailers. I know what you're talking about, though.
Anyway, this flashback. The first one was flashback like a zombies. I think was just called
Yeah.
flashback zombies.
So it was like the Zombie Kid line, and so it was like with like zombie kids, and so it was like the legacy one, you know, and then there was flashback zombie kids.
This is for kids, right?
Yes.
I assume so, yeah. So this is the second in their flashback. It looks like they're taking that system and taking the zombie kids out of it.
So you're a girl in this game with strange powers. You inherit a mysterious mansion, and there's weird things happen in it. But you can travel through visions, and so you're traveling from era to era, going through this mansion at different points in time. So what it does is it shows you a card, and then you'll see a little number in that card. But the thing you dislike most about Unlock is like the whole focus of this game. And then you like find that card and pull that card out, and you see this, and you're just looking for stuff. It's like a huge
like that.
Where's Waldo on cards.
Right, and I liked it because it's as you're looking at the card, you actually will see a number over someone's head, and so you pull that card and look, and you realize you're seeing the same scene, but from the different perspectives.
Yes.
So you might see something behind a wall that you didn't see before,
Yeah,
or
that's
you
cool.
might it's someone sitting laying down, so then you're seeing the same scene, but you're looking up at the sky and seeing more. So it's really interesting. I like it's very. Messes with the perception of a scene. I like that a lot. I thought it was a really cool system.
And what's
neat.
really cool is after you go through it, they're like, also, this matters now. So you go back to all the cards, and you're like, oh.
Sounds like a worse Ace of Aces.
All right. Let's see here. Vampire Village.
Yes.
This is from,
This is also from
Hachette and
Hachette.
Studio H. I saw this at Essen, I think, in their room there. And it's a dual drafting game where you're drafting to build your village, and then you draft to destroy it. So there's stuff coming in. Monsters are attacking at night, and you need to try to get them to go towards your neighbor, not you. 20-minute game.
Yeah, it was
Drafting
cute.
tile placement.
Like you said, yeah, they had that room that we kind of walked through, the up and coming. I saw this one. It definitely caught my eye. It looked
Yeah,
neat.
cool.
All right, let's give credit to where credit is due. PAX Unplugged came and went, and Ravensburger managed to sell Lorcana without it being a problem.
Hey,
Yeah, good. Oh, okay.
that's
Okay.
high
It
praise.
didn't sound like major problems occurred.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is their next expansion. I don't know how long we'll keep talking about these because we don't announce every Magic expansion. But this is Into the Inklands, and this is a new card type, and it's going to add. Why are they? This feels like type here. Like it adds a Jolly Roger from Peter Pan. Who cares? I mean, it wasn't like I was sitting there going, I'm not going to get into the game until I see the Jolly Roger from Peter Pan. Whatever. They're just adding stuff. But now it adds locations.
It has a new card type. Locations, I guess, is what it is, and I guess they're kind of like, I don't know, effects that affect everybody, I'm guessing. Like what was that called back in Magic the Gathering?
You can visit them, I guess.
The overworld enchantment type things. It must be something like that.
Oh, aren't you talking about the new big cards? Those big ones?
Planes, like plane shapes?
The planes?
No, that's not what I mean, but maybe it's closer to that.
Anyhow,
Is it plane chase, basically? Tell me it's plane chase.
it's weird to me that this adds 200 cards. It's just seeing a CCG start, like with 200, I'm like, the game's not going to have triple the amount of cards it originally had. Well, after it's got thousands of cards, you're like, oh, it's a new set.
That's true, but it does matter at the beginning.
It really
Each
matters.
set has been 204 cards.
Kevin
First
says-
one, 204, 204, and I'm guessing this is the same.
Kevin says it's interesting that these new expansions are coming out, but you can't find the old ones anywhere, like the season 1 and stuff. But you can now, right? I mean, I know, like
They
I just went to a
reprinted
game
it.
store and it had it, and then I was somewhere else. I don't know, Target, Best Buy, something like that, and I saw they had it there as well. So I think you can get it now.
Finding packs is hard, and I got some of the new set from our local store, Cool Stuff, and only because they saved it for us.
Oh, really?
They're out.
I got some last night. I was talking to Roy about this at Best Buy.
Of the new set?
Yeah.
Gotta go. Best Buy.
Yeah.
It feels like a place that had them, and you got them there because people don't know that might be
I
where they're
guess so. I don't really know.
And did they have multiple? You didn't like.
at. Did you clear them out?
That's what I'm saying. Like, but like they had
No.
multiple and stock available.
Were they starters or the boosters?
They had both.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's good. It's good. This is coming out in February 23rd. It says to the Hobby Channel, and then to mass on March 8th, except for Walmart, who will break that and come out on February 22nd to beat the Hobby Channel. Yeah, you laugh. It's gonna
This
happen.
looks like a good set. I like the idea of a new card type.
All right, and then finally, Heat as an expansion announced. Torrential Rain. This is coming, when is this coming? End of February 2024. So this is going to have 2 new circuits on a double-sided board, including the rain-drenched Japanese Grand Prix. Has puddles in the corner to complicate braking. And the Mexican Grand Prix has multiple corners and chicanes? What's that?
Chicanes.
What's that?
It's a racing term. I don't know.
Also, a 7th player color,
type of turn
surprising
or a split or something.
nobody.
Yeah, it added only 1 car though, and the box comes with space for 2.
Yeah, I know.
So they're slow rolling the extra
they
players.
are, aren't they? Yeah.
So the next expansion, I'm assuming, will have another.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe 3 expansions have it, so you could.
Maybe, yeah. No, that's cool. I'm excited for this one.
Nothing else than new maps. I mean, just
Yeah,
I
new
love
maps.
that.
Actually, I'm more
Change it
interested.
up.
They also have new improvement cards. That's cool.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah.
So yeah,
Perfect expansion. More stuff that you already know and like. You know, I like that. More goodies.
also, man, Dutrait knows how to draw a cover. That's a great cover.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Those tires. Anyway, folks, that's the news.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Red Rising by Stonemaier Games. On your turn, you can do one of 2 things. You can play a card from your hand. You start the game with 5, and you'll play it for this little power that is right here. Then I can go to one of the 3 other locations. I can pick up a card into my hand, and then when I do, I activate this location. So in this case, Mars gives me helium. And that's a turn of the game. If I don't want to do that, because I like the cards that are in my hand, I choose not to, I can simply draw a card from the top, put it in any location I want, then roll this dice and do what it says. Those are the 2 options. The game will end when 7 is reached here, somebody has 7 here, or somebody has reached 7 helium. This game reminds me of Monopoly. And you're like, how does that remind you of Monopoly? Because it's an existing game, Fantasy Realms, and you just slapped an IP on it, changed a couple things maybe to make it feel more like that. But at the end of the day, this is Fantasy Realms, and you're having a Red Rising IP attached to it, I suppose. There are some relationships from the characters that perhaps make sense if you read through the books. And I think some of those relationships will make sense, but they're all played out in the same Fantasy Realms type of game. I don't feel like there's anything unique to this that brings that universe to your gaming table. The artwork is there, and it's nice, and you know some of the relationships will make sense, perhaps. But I don't feel like there's anything drawing me in. This is an abstract experience to score points, and that's about it. I never felt like, oh, I'm getting this character, I'm doing this, or having this adventure. It just felt like mechanisms. And I think that's okay, until you slap an IP on something, and then you have Monopoly Fraggle Rock or Monopoly The Beatles, and it's all the same game. I think you're better off maybe going with a different version of this. Fantasy Realms is really good. I do like the Marvel remix, which is the same problem because I just like that IP better. So I am nothing if not a hypocrite. So Red Rising is one that I don't feel like the mechanisms and the IP match, and one I would skip altogether.
All right, folks. Top 3 cookies.
Let's go.
I
Clear
got
your
it.
cookies.
I'll tell you what. This is my top 3 cookies as of, well, my top one is unshakable, but
Yes.
the other ones are
Brick cookie.
all based on any given point, because I could make a top 50 of cookies. I love cookies.
Let's go. Why don't you do
Yeah.
that? We'll do our top 3, but we'll wait for you to get to us.
Yeah, I could definitely talk about some honorable mentions here for sure.
Not me. I'm not a big cookie person. I'm just not a big cookie person.
That works for me. Did you eat those little cookies that Amy brought
No.
in those packages,
No.
the key lime ones and stuff? You missed out because those things were amazing. They're also all gone.
Yeah, my list was like literally
they
like
are.
I scraped together
Fine, you're
5.
number
No,
3.
I scraped together 5 cookies, but I'm not a big cookie person.
I probably have 5, I think. And some of them are very specific, but I didn't include them, such as like the Publix. I love the Publix key lime cookies. But I included the one on my list as like a broader category of that.
Wow.
All right, my number
I could go
3.
on and on and on about cookies. But go
My
ahead.
number 3 is cake.
You really like cake more than cookies.
I like cake more than cookies.
You are
yeah.
wrong.
I am with her. Cookies are better than cake.
No, you're wrong. All right, my number 3 is raspberry cheesecake cookies.
Those are good.
Those are good. Okay, you know why?
'Cause they're
cake. There's cake in there. Okay. Also fruit. Raspberry cheesecake cookies, which I've had from Subway, whatever. I don't know. Nice cookies. I don't know good cookies, but I do like the raspberry cheesecake ones. They're very sweet, so one cookie is plenty. But I love the consistency change as you're having a cookie and you're like biting into a little piece of cheesecake and you're like, ooh, creamy. And then back to sort of the more, I don't know, firm part of the cookie. I like that. So my number 3, raspberry cheesecake cookie.
There's so many good cookies. All right. Can't believe you had a hard time with this. All right, my number 3. I'm wavering now.
I just changed my number 3. Yeah.
I'm going to stick with my number 3. I'm going to stick with Kiss cookies.
What is a Kiss cookie?
It has a Hershey Kiss in the middle.
What's the rest of the cookie?
It could be a sugar cookie. It could be chocolate chip. It could be
somewhere. Typically, it's somewhere between a sugar cookie and a shortbread cookie.
Yeah. I debated between also putting ones with the jelly in the middle because I really like those too. That's what they're called, thumbprint cookies. But I like the Kiss ones. I was talking to my kids about this morning because this is the kind of conversations I have with my children, and they didn't even had them. I was like, how have you not made these? So we're gonna have
thumbprints or
the
kisses.
Kisses.
Okay.
My daughters like making chocolate chip cookies or some kind of chips.
Yeah.
They love making those. They just haven't made the Kiss ones. So that's happening this Christmas.
Very cool.
Okay.
Cool.
That's nice.
My number 3, I'm changing it based on I completely forgot about this cookie, and it is definitely one of my favorites. It's going to be molasses cookies or ginger snaps.
Ginger snaps are good.
They're so good, but like homemade ginger snaps, not like the boxed kind. Like really good,
yeah,
chewy molasses or ginger snap ginger cookie
All my cookies
is
are from Subway.
so good. So
Eat
good.
fresh.
Hey, you know what? No joke. I think Subway cookies are good.
They're the best cookies I've ever had.
Can't say that.
No, the best cookie that you can get somewhere is the Chick-fil-A one because it has that chocolate chip cookie, but they put like a little bit of oatmeal in it, so it's a really chewy chocolate chip.
You know what's wrong with that one though?
It's so good.
Chocolate chip.
No. I'm
my
usually
least
with you.
favorite kind of cookie.
I'm with you there. I don't love chocolate chips, but like
If I had to do a
Chick-fil-A
bottom
knows
3,
what's up. And you can get it right now with a peppermint milkshake
Folks,
too.
I feel your pain.
It's so
I
good.
have no idea why anyone does not like chocolate chip cookies. In fact, my kids today were asking why anyone ate raisin cookies, and I was like, anyone who likes oatmeal raisin means they just have never had a chocolate chip cookie.
oatmeal raisin's my number 4.
I was gonna say oatmeal
it?
raisin is
Yes.
high for you.
I don't hate oatmeal raisins.
had-
I think they're fine, but I would never pick one over chocolate chip. And one of the worst feelings in the world is when you grab a cookie and think it's chocolate chip,
okay, that is bad.
and it's raisins.
Yeah, I think the only thing I like less than chocolate chip is raisin. And
So you hate both. Okay, great.
But okay, Monica in the chat here just said that she has a really good recipe for oatmeal cranberry. And I'd be all over that. So yes, share that recipe because I do love like craisins, but I don't like raisins, and that's why oatmeal didn't make my list.
I agree. Cranberry.
It's because I don't
craisins
like
are
the
better than
raisins.
raisins for sure.
Yeah, I always get the oatmeal raisin, and I pick out all the raisins, and then I eat the oatmeal, and then I'm happy.
So a craisin is a cranberry
Raisin. It's a raisin made out of cranberry rather than grape.
They're pretty good.
Why is it called a craisin?
Because that's crazy.
By the way, I like oatmeal raisin cookies. I want to be clear now. I'm not with these haters and cookies. And then now that I know they don't like cookies, I'm buying a ton of them for the office because that won't
not that I
last.
don't
Chris and
like
Roy
them.
will tear them apart.
No, it's not that I don't like them. I just like very few of them. I feel it's not a general like, ooh, it's a cookie, I'll eat it.
Yeah, I'm like, do you like cookies? If you ask me that, I'd be like, not really.
See, and I'm like, what kind?
I'm sorry, Joey. I didn't do this when you were here. But all right,
That's what
go
cake,
ahead.
but
What's
cake,
your number
I'd be
2?
like, I don't
Okay,
like
my
it.
number 2 is one that Mike, I think, maybe got me into this cookie, and that is Snickerdoodle. So, yeah, Snickerdoodle cookies are good.
My number 2 is also a Snickerdoodle.
There you go. Talk about them. I don't know anything about it.
I don't actually know what they're made of. They're just amazing. I really like Snickerdoodles.
Yeah, what's in there? Is it magic? Google it. Google what's.
All right, so
they have
a
doodle
snickerdoodle
and
cookie. No, a snickerdoodle cookie. It's like a sugar, but it has a little bit less sugar in it.
Okay.
And then you roll it instead of just rolling it in the sugar. You roll it in a sugar and cinnamon. So it's like it's a kind of sugar cookie. It's just like a sugar cookie
What
base.
is
Done.
in a Snickerdoodle?
Butter, flour.
Flour, fat, sugar, salt.
Yeah.
I rolled in cinnamon sugar.
Just told you, it's basically a sugar cookie
Oh
rolled
wow,
in cinnamon.
she knows her stuff.
It might make an appearance on my list. Not at number 2.
Snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodles are amazing.
Snickerdoodle is bomb, says the Dice Tower.
Yes. My number 2 is lemon coolers, which are the ones you're talking about that she brought. But those were
key lime.
lime. Well, those were key lime coolers. But yeah, just the cooler cookies in general.
What's
They're
a
just,
cooler cookie?
So it's like
What's it rolled in?
It's kind of powdered sugar.
Okay.
So
I was joking. I didn't actually want the answer.
So they're really
Stop pretending to be
light. It's
interested.
like a shortbread cookie, but it's a really light cookie, and it's crisp, and then it has the powdered sugar. And it's a very fresh cookie, and I really, really like them. Yes, I finished off the key lime ones.
Okay, I was wondering where they all went.
My belly.
All right, but the one thing that amazes me about these cookies is I feel like their name is so accurate.
Yes.
You eat one of them, you're like, that's cool. I feel cool and
It
fresh.
is, yes. It's
I don't know how to
very
explain
like
it.
southern. It's a very southern summertime little snack cookie kind of thing because they're small and you're just la 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 la. But so I like the lemon ones, lemon coolers.
Okay.
So good.
My number 1 is a peanut butter cookie.
Okay.
Oh, that is my least, lowest 3.
Least lowest 3.
Least-
Very
like,
eloquent.
I was gonna say my least
Anyway, my
favorite,
number
and
1
then
is a peanut butter cookie. It's made from
Gross.
butter from peanuts, and you roll it in more peanuts,
No, that's not how you do it.
and then you dust it in peanut sugar.
You know what? That's why you like peanut butter cookies because that's how
And then
they
you
hold
roll
up
it,
better
and
than a
then
peanut butter cookie.
sometimes they call it a warmer. It's because you eat it and you're like, I feel warmed.
Okay.
It's my number 1. It's peanut butter cookies.
I do
They're
like
very,
peanut butter
They're very
cookies.
southern.
The only good peanut
Or
butter cookie I've
maybe-
ever had was like a thumbprint one, and so it was a peanut butter and jelly cookie. So it was a peanut butter base with a thumbprint
I
jam.
do like that.
What? so that was-
What was in the thumbprint thing?
Raspberry jelly.
And peanut butter?
No, the peanut butter cookie.
Yeah.
That's good. I can't believe you're even
Yeah,
hesitating.
it's the only way to have a peanut butter cookie because peanut
I'm-
butter cookies are gross.
I'm trying to think if there's any cookie I don't like.
No,
Is there any dessert you don't like? Let's back
Yeah,
that big
no, I don't
picture.
like flan.
Wow, that's
Well, 'cause
not
it's-
okay. Okay. You haven't had a good flan.
I don't like pistachio anything.
I want to make you a pistachio flan.
I think the cookie I like the least would probably be Ladyfingers. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, or
Okay.
shortbread. That's
You
anyway.
don't like, okay. Huh.
My favorite by far.
Okay, what is it?
It's super
Unshakable.
generic. I don't care.
Sugar cookies.
That's right. But sugar cookies with icing. As dumb as that is, I
Okay, like
I
the cheap
cannot-
ones? Like the
yes.
oh, they're so good.
But
That
also
was-
like Christmas. My kids, I'm like,
What?
here, make Christmas cookies, sugar cookies, and then I buy them icing and decorations, and I'm like, go to town. And then I'm
they're
eating
like-
Santa Claus and whatever. I don't care. There's sprinkles and I don't care how bad it looks. I'm like, yes, they're great. I bought
They're so good.
a box of like 100 Christmas shapes. My wife's like, who's gonna make that many cookies? I'm like, every shape must be used. I don't even care about the shapes. I just want that many cookies being made.
That's smart.
Because I used to get really annoyed because there used to be like these cookie things at Christmas time. And so my family, they would bake hundreds of cookies and they're like, and we're going to give these to people and this. I'm like, but where's the
But where's
the ones for us? So Christmas is no longer about giving.
It's about taking
So, no, I'm like,
100 different shapes
I
of
said for every
cookies.
cookie that leaves our house, one stays.
Oh
So-
my God.
I like that. It's like
That's
putting
hilarious.
games on the shelves,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in reverse.
It's like one out, one in my mouth.
But also
one
the
out,
Great
one in my mouth.
American Cookie, where they have those two sugar
Oh, the
cookies with that
monster ones,
icing
yeah,
in the
yeah.
middle. That after you eat it, you're pretty sure you lost a year of your life, and you might have a diabetic
You're suddenly
breakdown right there.
When your body asks for
Yeah.
insulin, that's when you know.
I don't know.
It's one of the few times every time I eat one, I'm like, I love that so much, and also, I'm pretty sure I can't eat any dessert for the rest of my
Yeah,
life.
it is
Yeah.
so true. I don't know. I got beef with Great American Cookie though because my number 3 that I replaced with the molasses was their chewy pecan supreme cookie, which you can't get anymore. So it's like this was easily my favorite cookie ever, and then they discontinued it. And I've tried to make it at home, and it doesn't come out right. So
What kind of sugar you're rolling it in?
it's brown sugar. You don't roll it; it's brown sugar.
Yeah, maybe you don't have the right brown sugar then.
Christmas Tom gains 10 pounds. So let's hope not. I'm gonna eat right, but yes, I'm gonna give you a lot of cookies at Christmas time. Go ahead.
What's your number 1?
Oh, I hadn't done it. Snickerdoodles, of course, because they're the best.
Use your
Stinker-
logic. She said.
No, okay? No, okay?
Snickerdoodles, like, not even a competition. I love Snickerdoodles. They are perfection. They're not as sweet as a
They have
sugar
less
cookie.
sugar, you roll it in cinnamon.
Right, exactly.
Which is why I
So
like
you get
sugar
it.
cookies better.
Probably, yeah. And I do love sugar cookies, but to me, like, the Snickerdoodle is the best of both. It's,
What I
it's
do
like
is
sugar cookie.
Snickerdoodle
You don't do anything.
with a thumbprint of sugar.
You just fill it with sugar.
Yeah. So I love Snickerdoodles. They're the perfect, like, crunchy on the outside, but then soft and chewy in the middle. I like a good chewy cookie. And Snickerdoodles are they just nail that texture. They're not overly sweet, and I can eat like 15 and feel good about myself.
Alrighty, well, that's our top 3 cookies. Let's keep going.
No matter how big your shelf, well, you're always going to try and fill it up with board games. And one thing is shelf space. It's going to be a problem whether you've got a huge calyx or you've just got a small sort of bit of a shelf that you're allowed to store games on. Now, one thing that I do normally is put my expansions just in the base box. Normally you can get them in there without sort of having to pop the lid, but maybe you need to ditch the insert. Well, the unmatched storage solution, Boost Cube box thing, whatever you want to call it, has now arrived for me, and it means a load of boxes are going to be going from the collection. To show you the amount of space I'm saving, this is the normal Robin Hood versus Bigfoot box. Now, I will have to, in the Boost box, there's some room, keep the rulebook and the map, but this is how much space they take up in that Boost Cube box. This is an individual Boost Cube, and it's got all of the cards, the 2 decks, it's got their health dials, it's got their minis and everything all contained in here. Rattles around a little bit, that's mostly the plastic, the acrylic-y sort of sidekick tokens that are clicking around in there. The decks themselves, they're fairly well sort of kept in here, and wow, so much space is being saved. But what's that one game on your shelf that dominates it, or could dominate it, if you hadn't sort of squished it down into one thing? Let us know in the comment section below, and enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
Snickerdoodle.
Yes, please.
So whenever we do a gaming event here at the Dice Tower Studios and people come in to play games, they say, bring food, and we'll share food at the thing. And this last time, someone brought a brie, like a pie of brie cheese, which was,
It's like a brie roll and crescent roll.
it was great. It was
Have you never had
amazing.
one of those?
I have not.
Oh, I'll have to make you one, because you put jam in it, and then, never mind, I'll make you one.
Are you sure? Because I was looking at the price of brie yesterday at the store. Those things cannot be cheap.
Okay, you're right, I'll have to keep it at home and eat it.
No, you're bringing it. Bring in the cheese. Anyhow, yeah, so we have all these things come, and then we say, then we just eat. And people bring in different snacks and stuff. Yeah. And I'm just curious what you all, at your personal house, on your personal copies of your games, what do you allow at the table, both in food and or drinks, and are there rules with the drinks?
If I'm playing a personal game at my house with somebody, that is very few people to start with.
No, I get
so
that.
Therefore,
Let's pretend you're at an
because-
open event at the Dice Tower Studio, but it's your copy of the game, and I said you can make the rules about food and drink.
Did I get to make the rules about who's playing with me?
Pretend they're normal people, not slobbers.
Then no food, no drinks.
Oh, what did it matter what the people play if you no food, no
Because
drinks?
if I know them, that's going to change on what food and drinks I allow.
I just said they're normal.
Right.
Oh, you
I
said
have
normal.
high-
She's thinking like normies.
Yeah, they're like,
like
they're
that.
like mid, right? We're talking that?
No. Okay. No, wait, so no water bottles?
Closed containers on the floor.
Whoa.
Wow, you are strict. I used to worry about this more, and I still really don't like open containers. Open containers are very dangerous because it doesn't matter how careful you are, you're going to spill one at some point. It's just going to happen. But I used to get annoyed when people eat and drink around my games, and I was like, they're just games. I don't want you to be eating, sauce on a chip or with Cheetos or fried chicken with the grease everywhere. But snacks like pretzels and vegetables stuff, it just doesn't bother me as much anymore.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, I'm in between the two of you, maybe. If I'm playing, well, for one thing, a table with like cup holders that sit outside the rim of the table are going to help with that.
Yes, that's different.
You know,
yeah.
so the cup holders sort of assist in that way. If anybody's going for one of those, they'd have to like make a concerted effort to grab the cup, whatever container it is, bring it up and over the rim of the table, and lean over the table themselves to drink over my game. So, at that point, you're just being a jerk on purpose. But so that's okay. That issue kind of solves itself with a table that has the cup holders on the outside.
I agree.
As far as food, anything dusty or greasy is an immediate no, right? Like, that's an auto ban. Anything other than that, like veggie, celery, carrot sticks will have some moisture on them. So you just keep a paper towel handy, we're good. You know what I mean? That's okay. Like, you wipe your hand before you jump back into it.
But again, do you trust somebody to do that? I don't know.
I'm watching like a hawk.
You're not going to call them on if they don't. You're too
Well,
nice
that's
for that.
the thing.
I'd be like, will you wipe your hands, please? No,
Wipe
that's
your
a
filthy
jerk.
hand, you animal.
Right, it's an easier thing to be like, oh, hey, hey, let's go eat over here. We finish up eating, we come back. You handle it like
That's
that.
true, too. That's
I'm
a
not
good
gonna
call,
be like,
too.
Did you wash your hands?
I prefer
my
to
son.
eat before food too, but I don't mind the snacks. I don't mind people eating cookies or pretzels and that sort of thing.
I mean, to be fair, I really like eating and snacks during games.
Yeah.
I'm just very picky on who I'm allowed having it. I think it's easier to err on the side of, hey, none of it. And like you said, if there's cup holders, that negates everything I said.
really
yes,
does
that
help with that.
That does, if you have that type of table. But if not, no, there's no reason to have this is what we're doing. Because they're touching it. They're leaning over it.
Some foods are really safe, though, like mixed nuts. You shouldn't have a problem, really. I mean, like, at all.
Their hands get greasy, and then they're touching stuff.
think so?
And then, yeah, I think so.
What about pretzels? Pretzels are like the
But
definitive
then you're getting
safe
crumbs
snack.
all over everything, and it's like I don't know. I don't think if somebody is eating responsibly, is that a thing? Eating responsibly.
Eat responsibly. It's a new commercial series.
I like it, okay.
That's the thing, but I just err on the side of if it's a general game group, something like that. Now, if I'm playing with Dice Tower Library, let me be very clear, I don't care.
I've
Do what
noticed.
you want.
Very hypocritical. But yes.
You said my game at my house.
She's sitting there with a salsa, like, oh, it's Mike? I'm like, you're about to.
I'm like, you're my turn.
I'm going to give you this game when you're done playing it. She's like, hey, we're
Oh,
getting food away!
Good. Wipe your hands.
Put it away!
Oh, my goodness. It's a weird line. It's a hard line to enforce, for one thing, because, again, you don't want to take away. We're playing with a toy. We're all sitting around a jovial setting playing with a toy. But it's also a really expensive toy.
Yeah, someone in chat mentioned now that one of these games are costing $200-$300.
Man, it's like, I backed this. I can't replace it.
Right.
It's a Kickstarter exclusive thing. It was $150.
I mean, to me,
You gotta know.
right, but I think to me, even outside of the price, there's something like I bought the game, I have this game because I like it, and it's the same thing as if you're playing a game with someone who has done like bending the cards. They're holding it really tight and they're bending it. And I'm just like dying inside. To me, food is kind of the same thing. Like next time I pull this game out, if the cards are gonna have some residue on them, or the pieces have, we're gonna find crumbs in with the components, something like that. I mean, that does take away from my enjoyment, whether I spent $10 or $200 on the game. It's like
I don't think I've ever opened a game and found crumbs in it. That would be a bad thing.
I have.
Is it like, were kids involved?
Oh, I don't remember. Let me think.
Because with kids, it's a different story.
I don't think the kids were playing, but the kids were there. And it was somebody who was like, the kids were there and then playing with the toddler and then coming back.
What
and I'm
about
like,
allowing a parent holding a toddler who is eating Cheerios?
No. You actually can stop right at holding a toddler.
Yeah,
I'm serious. That's worse than like you're
It is.
eating like peanuts and pretzels at the table.
right.
If you're a parent holding the toddler and you have a hand of cards, we're playing something else.
Right.
Because I've seen it happen.
Oh, I know.
Where
I
the
have
kids
Yep.
with their little creepy hands, their creepy little
No,
baby
with their
hands.
drooly little mouths. Are you kidding me?
Okay, and they're like,
Yeah, no.
and they go and they bend the cars, and the parents like, no, cut it out. And I'm like,
here's the thing.
no, okay? Now I blame you and nobody but you for the thing you have spawned upon us.
But like, I mean, if they have a kid, their hands are probably, I mean, they're touching all that same stuff and, you know, wiping their mouths. And I mean, so it's like, it's one and the same to me.
But anyway, no, other than that, you're a lovely family and you should come over for gaming sometime.
Yeah, please keep reproducing.
Please keep reproducing. That's another commercial series. Camille will be running later on. Alrighty. Well, there you go, folks. We'll be back today at 1, right?
Not
One?
2?
I don't know.
I thought it was 2.
It's 1, right?
We keep
Roy, is it
changing. I
1?
don't know.
Did we say 1? I thought we said 1.
Wow, you said, I don't know.
I believe it's 1 or 2.
It is definitely 1 or 2,
So,
but we're like split
Huh?
down the middle.
hold on. I don't know.
Oh, anyway, we're going
Huh.
to be back at 1 or 2 for, well, you know what? We're going to be back at 1. I'm changing it to 1 whether it's 1 or 2.
Done. We're at 1.
We're going to vote on the best board game covers of 2023. You can come in and you can vote. We'll see you then.
be
Until
fun.
then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Camilla.
I'm Z Garcia.
I wanted some cookies.